Hey everyone, welcome to the Creative Cove. My name's Michelle and thanks for joining me today. I have been busy making a mess and I thought I'd show a video of what I've been working on today. As anybody who has watched my videos in the past or subscribed to my channel, they know that I am a pressed flowered junkie. I really love to use natural elements in my journal. And this time I thought it would be fun to incorporate a couple of different materials with my pressed flowers. Right now I'm really been enjoying using up scrap fabrics. I've been doing videos on painting and now I thought it'd be fun to use some scrap fabrics with the pressed flower elements. These can be used in numerous ways. Obviously they're just kind of like little clusters, I guess you could call them. But they could be sewn and embellished with paper and create pockets. Like you could put, glue this or sew this to another page and now you have a pocket up here. All kinds of different things you can do with these. And I love to use them and I love to create them. This is probably like obsession right now. So I just made these before I started filming. So I thought I'd walk you through it. So I'm going to show you how I laminate first of all, to create these really pretty permanent pressed flowers. So if you don't like the plastic look, then this probably isn't the route you want to go, but this is basically indestructible when it comes to bending, cutting, everything. So it's a great way to use up your pressed flowers and keep them preserved for a very long time. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So we'll take what I bought. You'll have to bear with me because I just have a bird's eye view camera set up. I have this kind of relatively cheap laminator. I think I got about $40. And I buy these cute little business card laminating pouches. And I pull one out. And in a previous video, I showed you how I pressed my flowers. And another video showed you how I did these little books to hold my pressed flowers. So there's all my pressed flowers inside. And as you can see, they're getting away from me. I have too many. So I thought it's probably time to use some of these up. And here's a bunch of different specimens here that I have. And let's just find here. Let's use another one of these. So this is a dried. Where's my tweezers? This is how I work. I really need to improve the way I organize myself. Oh my goodness. I just had them. Here they are. So these are pressed, what are they called? I always forget the name. Geraniums. So I just grow geraniums in the summer like most people. And then these were the bright red ones. And they dry this really beautiful burgundy color. So look how pretty that is. So let's laminate it. So I open up the sheet. I put it down in the sheet where I want it. I close the sheet. So you could probably, if you had a smaller one, you could probably put one and one. I think I'm going to center this a little lower. I hope you can see, I've got my camera far away so that I can kind of incorporate as much as I can because I'm going to try and sew in this video. And then I just shove it in the laminating machine and then wait for it to pop out the other side. So really quick and easy. And the business cards, I mean, I think I paid $19 for 100 of them and they've lasted me a long time. So here's a sample of some nice leaves that maybe we'll use. We'll see. And what's great is you've stored them now. So now you can just put them in a little envelope or something and keep them till you're ready to use them. So here it is. It's popped out the other side and it's fully laminated. It's closed. It's a little bit hot. This is still cooling. It's good to go. So I'm gonna move my laminator out of the way. And let's see what we want to sew with this one. So I'm gonna cut it down just a little bit. And hopefully I have some paper kicking around. Do I have paper? I forgot to bring paper out. Oh, here's a piece. Scrap piece. So what I like to do is I like to make sure that I put it against something solid. So if you were to put it against something busy, like this, for example, it's hard to see it. And I really want to make it the focal point. So I like to put it against something quite neutral and then maybe embellish after. So if you know me, I don't cut or measure much. So I just put it where I want it and I slice. And if it's not straight, it doesn't upset me. So I'll just move this stuff out of the way. Maybe we'll do this one at the same time. So this one's got some curved edges, so I think I'll get rid of the curved. This is really cute. Nice little specimen here. So we've got that. So now we can sew. And I only have black thread in my machine. I don't have any other thread available right now. So bear with me on the black. It's a bit of a strong contrast. I like more of the natural look, but we work with what we've got. So I'm gonna sew this down before I pick fabric because I think I'm gonna make the top a pocket or a side a pocket. So I wanna sew this down first. So hopefully you can see a little bit of what I'm doing. I know that the camera angle isn't the best, but I'm just basically gonna sew around. I don't glue anything, I just go for it. Like I said, I'm not a perfectionist, so it doesn't upset me if things aren't straight. But for those of you who do really like things straight and even, you know, you can take your time and measure it out or tack down a little bit of glue in the corners here so that it doesn't move on you. And that way you'll be happy with it. All right, so there we go. My machine is so old. My mom bought me this machine when I was a little, like 13-year-old because I wanted to sew my own clothes. It didn't work out so well. I did sew my own clothes, but nothing was ever even or straight. So I looked kind of silly when I went to high school in my own clothes, but I was proud of them anyways. And my mom was so sweet. She always encouraged me to be creative and do what made me happy. All right, and just a little bit along the top here. There we go. So there's two sewn real quick. And I'm trying to move quickly so the video is not 100 hours long for you. So I got this scrap fabric. And I think these are just little pieces I picked up from the thrift shop. This is an old tea towel or something. I like the look of this one. So I think I'll do this one like this. So let's cut it. I'm gonna use the edge. And what you can think about now too is you can make this into like a book cover. You know, you can make it into a full pocket, an envelope, whatever you want. I'm just gonna do clusters because I like the clustery look. And then when I'm journaling later, I can just go into my stash and pick what I like. I will have the ones that I've made ready on Etsy to sell in a week or so because I find I've got probably too many. And I can't keep them all. Though it's hard to sell them because, you know, you like them all so much. But you do kind of tend to accumulate a lot. Anyways, so I've got that. And then I've got, here's a scrap. Let's maybe put that into. What do you think? Something like that? I think I had another lace here too. Yeah, some lace. Put a little bit of lace on here maybe instead. Soften it up a little. So the black is a little bit strong for my taste, but it is a nice contrast. It does add quite a bit of interest. Do you want the lace on top? Yeah, that's kind of fun. Let's do that. I'm going to chop it here, and I'm going to chop it up here. And I'm going to send it through my machine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew down around and up, and I'm going to leave this open so we can make a little pocket. Hopefully I can get it relatively straight, but we'll see. Not a big deal if it's not. All right, here we go. And you could change the stitching to like a zigzag. You like the zigzag. Oh, see, and I missed the pocket on that. And that's okay. So I call these kind of like more like messy scraps because they are messy. You know, like I said, nothing's really straight. Using up scraps, so everyone's going to be completely different. So you can see I missed the pocket on that. So what I'll do is, because I I do want it to be a pocket. I'm gonna change it to a zigzag and close it up. So even when you screw it up, you can fix it. So there we go. And you can cut these little tails off if you don't like the tails. I kind of like them. So it just makes it more scrappy looking. And there you have a nice little place to tuck little things in, right? So there's that one. And I would repeat the process with this one with maybe a different kind of fabric. So I would just sew it down like this. So you get the idea. So another thing I wanted to show you was the varnish technique. I have a video on how I made these little varnish pieces on old sticky paper, kind of like those old label things they used to feed into old printers. I coffee dyed them, and then I didn't laminate, I varnished on my specimens. So there is a video on how to do that. So I'm not going to bother showing you how to do it. This is the varnish I use. It's a Fusion Mineral Paint clear tough coat, and it's non-yellowing, and it's great because it has a flexibility to it. Now most varnishes probably do, but if they're too thick, they'll crack. So this is nice and thin. It's a very thin coat. I use it on my repainting my furniture. So let's use one of these, and we're gonna make something along the same lines, only this time we're gonna use the non-laminated version as opposed to the plastic. So let's use, hopefully I have some paper left over. I keep forgetting to bring paper over. Do I have any paper? Yep, I've got some scraps. There's some little scrappy mushrooms I was practicing. So let's cut some of this. So we have a piece. Okay. So again, it's just coffee dyed paper because it seems to be my go-to. I really love the coffee dyed paper look. So I'm gonna take one off, and as you can see, it's real pressed flowers, but it is flexible. So it's a really fun video to look at if you're interested in learning how to do that with your pressed flower specimen. That one was not dry there. Maybe we'll add just a little bit of varnish. Do want to make sure it's fully coated. So I'm just gonna throw a little extra varnish on that spot. I clearly missed it. And just let that dry while we're working. So I'm gonna cut this around the sticker. And again, we're just making fun, scrappy pieces. So you use what appeals to you. You know, you like the bright colors, the pinks and the oranges and things like that. Use those colors. I like the more neutral tones, and I prefer to keep everything on a neutral palette and use more textiles and textures in order to make the piece more interesting as opposed to bright colors. That's just my taste. So I'm gonna add some lace. I won't color, maybe we'll just use the stark white that I got kicking around. So this is just a piece of cotton I had. Not even sure where it came from. And we'll cut this up. And maybe just tear this. See if we can get it to tear. Oh, good. So there's that there. And maybe this piece here could be interesting along the bottom. It's kind of fun. Just adds another textural piece there, and maybe something going up the side like this. And this thing I think I'm just going to sew as one solid piece. So I think I'm going to even out this edge though. I don't like that uneven side. And I'm just gonna sew this all together. I'm not gonna bother making a pocket out of this one. I'm just gonna sew the whole thing. So I think what I will do is sew the outer edge and then maybe sew around the sticker as a frame as well. Let's give it a go. See if I can get it all this time. All right. So again, just having fun with scrappy pieces. Am I in frame here? Probably not. I'm trying to keep it so that you can see the angle without distorting like the bird's eye view kind of thing. There. Put it where I want. And so I'm going to put it back to single stitch. And you can hand stitch this if you've got the patience to do that. You can totally hand stitch this with embroidery thread. I mean, you can do so much. But sometimes you do a collection of different materials, like so I'll do a collection of the laminated sheets, and then once I've collected a lot, I look for ways to use them, and this is one of the ways I came up with. Making these little clusters. So there's that. Now I think I'm gonna sew around this and really make this piece pop. So let's go around the sticker. And it also helps make sure that sticker does stick over time. So I hope you guys are enjoying your day. I hope you guys are having fun being creative and using up materials. I hope you liked this video. I hope you craft along with me. And there we go. I'll move that out of the way for a second. So there we have it. 2 different styles using pressed flowers. And again, you can, I just got this little book that I'm working on that I'm slowly putting my collection of specimens in. So you can, you know, stick these in and make little pockets, or just make them scrappy like this, which is really fun. Just glue them in like that as little scrappy pieces. You know, little vintage booklets. But you can do tons with them. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you, it inspires you to press some flowers and have fun making your very own cute little messy scraps. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more, please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.